We're talking today about the Comprehensive Credit Act of 2020, and CREDIT is an acronym. The full name of the act is the Comprehensive Credit Reporting Enhancement, Disclosure, Innovation, and Transparency Act of 2020. This is not law. It was legislation that was introduced. It passed the House in 2020, but it did not make it through the U.S. Senate. It was reintroduced in 2021. And as of the start of 2022, there's no action on this at all. But we're keeping an eye on it because it's legislation that's worth watching. The act would protect consumers from unfair and misleading credit reporting practices. Now, the act itself aims to make credit reporting more fair to consumers. It would be the first major overhaul to credit regulation since the 1970s. It improves access to credit scores and reports. It overhauls the dispute process, and it removes medical and student loan debt from reports. And let's talk about those three provisions one at a time, starting with improved access to credit reports. Credit scores would be included with free credit reports. That's something that does not exist right now. If you request a free copy of your credit report, credit scores would be included with individualized explanations and suggestions for improvement. It would also provide for more frequent access to free reports and scores for low-income consumers. Other consumers would still receive their one free copy per year. It would also require credit bureaus to advertise that these free reports were available. Let's talk about changes to the dispute process that would be in this legislation. It would require each credit reporting bureau to maintain independent review staff to handle disputes. The current system is criticized as being deferential to creditors, and this would seek to remedy that. The dispute process would require certain procedural steps and would provide a private right of action for consumers whose disputes are not handled according to these procedures. And let's talk about medical debt and student loan debt as well, also in the legislation. The legislation would prohibit reporting of certain medical debt on your credit report, and that would include any debt related to medically necessary care, debt that has been settled or paid, or debt that is less than a year old, as there might still be steps taken for people to try to remedy some of those past due bills. Student loan debt also would be prohibited from being reported if the consumer has made a good faith effort to keep up with payments. It would also prohibit civil actions by creditors against such borrowers. So a lot in this Comprehensive Credit Act of 2020. We link to the act in the description below so you can read more about it. If this gets introduced again in the U.S. Congress, we will bring you an update in 2022.